Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Markets to Watch from Smack the Markets for week commencing the 1st of September. So UK traders back to their trading desks after the extended holiday weekend. We're back to a new week, a new month, but a lot of the drivers that are influencing the direction and moves of the markets are pretty much the same. So it's still all about virus count, vaccine development and international trade relations, particularly with China and the US. Having said that, we've also seen quite a number of reports from various countries that the impact of the lockdowns have not turned out to be quite as severe as initially thought. So we had better than expected forecasts coming through from the UK, from China recently, and now Germany today. So that may well start to have an impact in some of the related markets as well. Let's have a look at a few of markets that we like to keep an eye on and some of the sort of opportunities that we're starting to eye up at the beginning of the week. So if we come and take a look at the Dow first of all. Now the Dow of course is lagging behind the extent of the recovery compared to the S&Ps and the Nasdaq, which are already breaking out to all-time highs. The Dow here got some sort of 1,000 pips to go before it actually reaches its all-time high prior to the coronavirus crash. Having said that, more recently we've had a change of markets or change of companies within the Dow, and this is now, so we've also had the stock split of course for the Apple as well, which has also made an impact in the construction of the Dow too. Having said that though, these markets are still looking particularly bullish. The daily's looking very bullish. The Dow on the 4-hour time frame here is just sitting into a structure point here around this sort of 28 sort of 350 area, and these are the sorts of areas where we start to look for opportunities and certainly start to eye up as to whether the market is going to find support at these structure points or if it's going to break through and move down to the previous one. Now we can see here that the 4-hour time frame has been sort of fairly consistent. So again, 28,350, if this area fails, then we'll start to see a move down to 28 sort of 160 and then possibly into that sort of 28,000 area. 28,000 or 27,900 is a zone here where there's been quite a bit of previous resistance here, as you can see. So we're going to be likely quite a bit of support in here as well if the market does get down there. Having said that, these markets are the path of least resistance for these has been to the long side over the past few weeks, so keep that on the radar as well. If we have a look at this on the daily time frame, you can see that the market's already had a good run last week. We can see that we got a bit of resistance there at 28,600. That's where the market closed that recent trading window. Underneath here on the daily, we're back into this zone, the 28,000, 27,900. That's the zone that we were looking at on the 4-hour time frame. So we got some clear direction here. If the market does decline, then we're looking in for these lower levels here to be tested and to be filled. That's a nice area on the daily time frame. If the market can find enough strength to actually break through 28,600 again, then we could be looking for that move up towards 29,000 in the early part of the week. If we have a look at gold and silver, these markets again looking particularly strong at the moment. They've managed to break out of this sideways range that the market's been stuck in for the past few weeks. Gold is back up to 2,000. If you can get above this 2,000, note that 2,000 is quite a structure point for this market. So getting above 2,000 puts it into a new trading window up there towards that 2,025. So that's quite a decent sized trading window to the long side. So quite liking the look of this. What I prefer to see is a breakthrough here, possibly some sort of pullback to retest, and then looking at sort of positioning if we get that. So it's just waiting for that sort of extra confirmation. Similar here on the silver market. Whereas silver here is also moving sort of quite nicely. If we have a look at this on the monthly chart, you can see that 30 is the target price for this market. It already tested 30 and sold off a few weeks ago. Now it looks like we're sort of looking for a new move up towards retesting that sort of price point. There is significant resistance there, so again, these levels tend to get all the markets tend to get drawn to these levels a little bit more like magnets. So coming over to the currency markets, I think one of the biggest themes that we're seeing out there at the moment is the weakness in the US dollar, and some of these dollar plays could be ones to keep an eye on going into this week. So markets like dollar Sing, for example, starting to look sort of quite interesting. We can see this from the weekly chart that the market is broken into a new trading window, and we've got a sort of a distance here from around 136 down to around this sort of 134.5 area. So it's quite a decent sort of size trading window there. Again, if we come down to the daily time frame, we can start to see here that the market's sort of testing this sort of lower structure point at the moment. Again, if I just sort of zoom out of this, you'll see it's a little bit more precisely. So further weakness for a breakdown here. We've got two trading windows here on the daily time frame. We've got that 134.5, which we saw there on the weekly, which is this lower level. We've also got another one midway between there, which is 135, or just 135 100, that sort of area here, which takes in these highs and lows in the market too. So some very decent structure to the short side if we can get some continuation of the US dollar weakness. So there's a few markets there that we're keeping a close eye on going into the beginning of this week. I certainly hope it helps, and look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.